Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some news coming out from Ukraine and I want to bring you an update regarding the newly launched offensive by the Russians in the Kharkiv Oblast region. So we've got some news coming out today. We're going to be talking about Volodymyr Zelenskyy. I also have a video coming out from him as well. So he's come out and said that Russia's failed in their recent Kharkiv operation. Now, what we've been hearing is in the Kharkiv region, it is significantly slowed down when it comes to these advances from the Russians. And we haven't heard of them really taking any other villages or anything like that. It's probably been a good 2 weeks before I last heard whether the Russians took over some more small villages in the area. Also, just a quick update on Vovchansk. I talked a lot about this town. It's close to the Russian border, and it's been under significant fire from the Russians over the past few weeks, and that town is just completely destroyed. I'll show you on a map here very soon too, or like a picture of it, excuse me. And it's pretty tense in that area. But right now, it looks like Ukraine has halted the advances from the Russians, and they are taking control of the situation. And the Russian army is just completely failing in this area. It's really not going good for them. And I think once again, I think Vladimir Putin was expecting a much different outcome here, but now we're starting to see the same thing, which happened on the eastern side of Ukraine, is Russia would start to roll in, but then they kind of just stall out and they can't move forward much. Maybe they'll get some small tactical gains here and there, which we are hearing they are making some small tactical gains on the eastern side of the country in the Donetsk region. I think closer to like Chasiv Yar, but for the most part, the Russians are really not advancing really anywhere right now. And Ukraine definitely has the upper hand, and they're controlling this war for the most part, from what I'm hearing. Okay, so we're going to be talking some more about this. I've got an article pulled up here for you. So let's go ahead and get right into this on the Kiev Independent. Excuse me. This comes out today, June 8, 2024. Russia fails to fulfill its Kharkiv operation, Zelenskyy says. Here's a picture of Vovchansk completely destroyed, and I wanted you guys to see this because this is what it looks like over there, okay? This war has just been grinding on in this town for just about a month now, and Vovchansk majority of it is evacuated. I think there's only maybe a few hundred people that are left here, and this town had somewhere, I believe, around 17,000 people that lived here. So it was a decent-sized town, and now it's just been completely reduced to rubble, as you can see here in the picture. So it says here, Russian troops failed their Kharkiv Oblast offensive, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said in his evening address on June 8th after meeting with Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky. Moscow launched a new offensive on May 10th in Kharkiv Oblast, where it reportedly managed to advance as far as 10 kilometers before Ukraine halted the advance near the first line of defense. A very significant result is that the Russian army failed, the direction is strengthened, and it will be strengthened more. So right now, the Ukrainians are working on refilling their reservists and trying to get more people that they can rotate these troops out. But that's been a big problem for the Ukrainian army lately, is they're very low on troops. But they're working on strengthening this and getting more people to join their reserve troops. So Russia has reduced offensive operations, in northeastern Kharkiv Oblast, despite eyeing a further advance. Governor Ole Sinuubov said earlier in the day. Ukrainian troops are restraining Russian forces as much as possible and destroying their units, according to Zelenskyy. Since launching a new offensive, Russia reportedly controls a handful of villages on two separate axes in Kharkiv Oblast, one near the town of Vovchansk and other near Lipsy, I don't know if that's Lipsy village. Ukrainian forces control most of Vovchansk. As of June 8th, Nazar Voloshin, the spokesperson of the Kortitsia group of forces, said on national television the town is described by Ukrainian officials as almost destroyed, while Russia keeps attacking other neighboring settlements, inflicting civilian casualties. The most difficult battlefield situation is reportedly in Donetsk Oblast. Russia is continuing to push on multiple directions, Ukraine's general staff said in the latest update. We are working to provide more reserves for our army. Okay, so again, they're trying to get more reserves for their army so they can have more troops to rotate the troops that are on the front lines. But aside from that, it looks like they're holding, other than maybe the Donetsk region, it looks like it's under intense pressure right now. But overall, the Ukrainians are holding the Russians back. And honestly, when Russia invaded Kharkiv, For some reason, I expected a little bit different outcome. I expected them to take over more land in that area, considering they had launched a pretty massive offensive. It was something like 50,000 or more troops, and hundreds of military equipment, tanks, things like that. But they really did not get too far into Ukraine, from what we understand here. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into this as well. We've got something else here from Vladimir Zelenskyy on X. This is his post that he put just today, and we're going to watch the video that he's got for us. So as a result of negotiations and meetings in France, we now have new decisions from France and the United States regarding Ukrainian defense. I thank our friends. There is progress in artillery, including the manufacture of 155 caliber artillery ammunition in Ukraine. A new production platform is being prepared. We also have the greater combat aviation electronic warfare capabilities. I'm grateful to France and President Macron for taking the initiative and supporting our proposals for soldier training and brigade provision. Together, we are laying a new systemic foundation for the training of Ukrainian army units. We maintain active communication with all of our partners at all levels. The first peace summit will take place in just a week. There will also be important meetings and talks with European leaders to strengthen our resilience and protection against Russian terror. We have already reached agreements with partners on additional air defense systems for Ukraine. Some will come to fruition sooner, while others will materialize closer to the autumn. I am grateful to every leader and state that practically supports us. New security agreements for Ukraine are also almost prepared. These are the months for making strategic decisions. In May, our battlefield capabilities were expanded, including long-range ones. In June, our diplomacy and strategic perspectives should be strengthened, and everything possible should be done to bring a just peace closer and to strengthen Ukrainian society. So we've got a 3-minute and 48-second update here from Volodymyr Zelenskyy. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and then we'll talk about it after.
Кілька підсумків за цей день. Перше – фронт. Говорив сьогодні з головкомом загалом про ситуацію. Дуже вагомий результат – те, що російській армії не вдалося реалізувати їхню харківську операцію. Максимально їх зараз стримуємо, знищуємо російські підрозділи, які заходять на нашу землю та тероризують Харківщину. Напрямок посилено, буде ще посилено. Була доповідь щодо донецьких напрямків, де найбільш важко. Працюємо над тим, щоб забезпечити більше резервів нашій армії. Зараз завдяки перемовинам і зустрічам у Франції ми маємо нові рішення для української оборони від Франції та Сполучених Штатів. Дякую, друзі. Є прогрес і по артилерії, включно з виробництвом в Україні снарядів калібру 155. Готуємо нову виробничу платформу. Буде також більше можливостей у нашої бойової авіації та РЕП. Дякую Франції та Еммануелю особисто за його ініціативу та підтримку наших пропозицій щодо тренування наших воїнів та забезпечення бригад. Разом ми готуємо нову системну основу для тренування підрозділів української армії. Я хочу також зараз відзначити наші підрозділи, які за цей тиждень проявили себе найкраще в боях. Харківський напрямок, 36-та окрема бригада морської піхоти, 92-га окрема штурмова бригада. Дякую вам. На Донеччині дякую всім солдатам і командирам 55-ї окремої артилерійської бригади. Незмінно ефективні. І ще за результатами цього тижня є за що особливо відзначити воїнів ГУР, саме підрозділ Група 13 та спецпідрозділ Шаман. Молодці. І наші воїни Служби безпеки України, Центр спеціальних операцій А, департаменти контррозвідки та військової контррозвідки. Дякую. Кожна одиниця знищеної російської техніки, кожна російська втрата – це плюс до гарантій нашої української незалежності. Ще одне. Продовжуємо максимально активну комунікацію з усіма партнерами на кожному з рівнів, які можуть допомогти. Перший саміт миру вже за тиждень. Попереду також і важливі зустрічі та перемовини з європейськими лідерами заради нашої стійкості, нашого захисту від російського терору. Вже є домовленості з партнерами щодо додаткових систем ППО для України. Деякі з цих рішень спрацюють більш оперативно, частина ближче до осені. Я вдячний кожному лідеру, кожній державі, які дійсно практично нас у цьому підтримують. Вже майже підготовлені нові безпекові угоди для України. Зараз ці місяці – час для стратегічних рішень. Травень розширив наші можливості на полі бою, зокрема в далекобійності. Червень має дати посилення нашій дипломатії та стратегічним перспективам усьому тому, що може наблизити справедливий мир і дати більше сили нашому українському суспільству. Це буде. Слава Україні!
All right, there you go. That's the latest from Vladimir Zelenskyy, the president of Ukraine. And it looks to me like he's given us a pretty good report here. And I'd say that Ukraine is in a much better position now than they were just about a month or two ago. For a while, I was reporting that Ukraine was in a very dangerous position. But it looks like as of now, Ukraine's looking pretty good. They're getting lots of weapons right now. And we just reported just the other day, they're going to be getting some fighter jets from France, too. We don't know how many. And as Vladimir Zelenskyy mentioned there in the video, they're also going to be training like a whole brigade of like 4,500 Ukrainian troops inside of France, and then they'll deploy them to the front line of Ukraine. So overall, it looks like Ukraine's starting to gain the upper hand here, at least in certain portions of Ukraine at the moment. But definitely looks like the Russians have stalled out in the Kharkiv region, and Ukraine is taking control of that area. I don't think they've pushed them out of these areas of Ukraine as of yet, but they are holding the Russians back from what we are seeing. So that's pretty good news for Ukraine. But yeah, that's going to be the latest update here coming out of Kharkiv and from Volodymyr Zelenskyy, giving us a situational report on the ground on the front line of Ukraine. So let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.